Welcome to Lost at 3 AM. Put your phone down, close your eyes, and let this be the last video you hear tonight. Relax, breathe, and let's begin. Tonight, we journey into the world of Gandalf, one of the most iconic figures in J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth. Known as Gandalf the Grey, and later Gandalf the White, he is a figure of wisdom, courage, and quiet power, a guiding light in the battle against darkness. Gandalf's story is one of resilience and hope. He wasn't just a wizard wielding great power. He was a mentor, a friend, and a strategist, dedicated to helping the peoples of Middle-earth unite against the forces of evil, from the rolling hills of the Shire to the fiery depths of Moria. His presence was a beacon of strength even in the darkest moments. As you listen tonight, let the tale of Gandalf unfold, from his mysterious origins in the Undying Lands to his pivotal role in defeating Sauron. Imagine the sound of his staff on the stone paths of Middle-earth, the soft glow of his pipe in the night, and the calm strength of his words guiding you into a peaceful sleep. Let's begin. Gandalf's story begins far beyond the lands of Middle-earth. His true name is Olórin, and he is one of the Maiar, powerful spirits who serve the Valar, the guardians of the world. Before his journey to Middle-earth, Olórin lived in the Undying Lands, where he was known for his wisdom, humility, and kindness. Unlike many of the Maiar, Olórin often walked among the elves, learning from them and offering guidance in subtle ways. He valued compassion and the power of hope, believing that small acts of courage and kindness could make a great difference in the world. It was this gentle wisdom that caught the attention of Manwë, the chief of the Valar, when the time came to send help to Middle-earth. The Valar, seeing the shadow of Sauron rising, decided to send the Istari, an order of wizards, to assist the free peoples of Middle-earth in their struggle against darkness. Olórin was reluctant at first, doubting his ability to face such a great challenge, but his humility and quiet strength made him the perfect choice for the task. When Olórin arrived in Middle-earth, he took the form of an old man and became known as Gandalf. His appearance was deliberate. He chose to look unassuming, earning respect and trust not through power, but through wisdom and understanding. Unlike others in the Istari, who sometimes sought to dominate or influence, Gandalf's mission was to inspire the peoples of Middle-earth to unite and stand together. As you close your eyes tonight, imagine the ethereal beauty of the Undying Lands, where Olórin walked among the light of the two trees, and the quiet resolve he carried as he stepped into the mortal world. His journey as Gandalf was only beginning, a story that would shape the fate of Middle-earth. When Gandalf arrived in Middle-earth, he was not alone. He was one of 5 wizards, or Istari, sent by the Valar to aid the Free Peoples in their fight against the growing threat of Sauron. The Istari included Saruman the White, Radagast the Brown, and the mysterious Blue Wizards, who journeyed east. Gandalf, however, stood apart in his approach and purpose. The mission of the Istari was not to confront Sauron directly with overwhelming power, but to guide and inspire the peoples of Middle-earth to rise against him. Gandalf, in particular, embraced this role with humility and wisdom, often working behind the scenes to encourage unity and courage. While Saruman sought knowledge and control, Gandalf relied on compassion and trust to build alliances. From the start, Gandalf showed a unique affinity for the hobbits of the Shire, a small and seemingly insignificant people. Their simple lives, resilience, and love for home fascinated him. It was this connection that eventually led Gandalf to Bilbo Baggins, the unassuming hobbit who would find the One Ring and begin the chain of events that would change the fate of Middle-earth. As Gandalf wandered Middle-earth, he became known as Gandalf the Grey, a wizard in weathered robes with a twinkling eye and a long, curved staff. He befriended elves, men, and dwarves, earning their respect and loyalty. His deep knowledge of ancient lore and his skill in magic made him a trusted advisor, but he never sought power for himself. Instead, Gandalf chose to walk among the people, guiding them quietly toward hope and resistance. Gandalf's role as a member of the Istari was defined by his ability to inspire others to see their own potential. He didn't lead through force or command. He led by example, showing that even the smallest and most unlikely individuals could make a difference in the face of overwhelming darkness. As you drift into sleep, imagine Gandalf walking the paths of Middle-earth, his staff in hand, sharing quiet words of encouragement with those he met along the way. His mission was not to dominate, but to uplift, bringing light to even the darkest corners of the world. Gandalf's journey in Middle-earth took a pivotal turn when he became involved in the events of The Hobbit. It was here that his connection to the Shire and the Hobbits would set the stage for the greater struggles to come in The Lord of the Rings. In The Hobbit, Gandalf played the role of a guide and orchestrator, assembling a company of dwarves led by Thorin Oakenshield to reclaim their homeland from Smaug, the dragon. Recognizing the potential in an unlikely candidate, Gandalf invited Bilbo Baggins, a quiet hobbit with no apparent taste for adventure, to join the quest. While others doubted Bilbo, Gandalf saw the courage and resilience hidden beneath his unassuming exterior. Throughout the journey, Gandalf was both a protector and a strategist. He guided Thorin's company through perils like the trolls, the goblins of the Misty Mountains, and the dangers of Mirkwood Forest. He often acted from the shadows, leaving the group at critical moments to address larger threats, like the rise of the necromancer in Dol Guldur, a shadowy figure who would later be revealed as Sauron. Gandalf's actions in The Hobbit went beyond helping the dwarves reclaim their treasure. His involvement in removing Smaug from Erebor was a calculated move to prevent the dragon from becoming an ally of Sauron, a decision that had far-reaching consequences for the future of Middle-earth. By bringing together the dwarves, men, and elves during the Battle of the Five Armies, Gandalf sowed the seeds of unity that would be vital in the war against Sauron. One of Gandalf's most remarkable qualities was his ability to see potential in the most unexpected places. Through Bilbo, he demonstrated that courage and strength often come in small and overlooked forms. Bilbo's discovery of the One Ring during this adventure would become one of the most significant events in the history of Middle-earth, connecting The Hobbit to the epic events of The Lord of the Rings. As you close your eyes tonight, imagine the rolling hills of the Shire, the flicker of firelight as Gandalf shares a tale with Bilbo, and the quiet wisdom in his gaze as he sees the great future hidden in the smallest of hearts. His journey in The Hobbit was only the beginning, a prelude to the greater battles and sacrifices to come. Gandalf's role in The Lord of the Rings began as a guide and protector to Frodo Baggins, the reluctant bearer of the One Ring. As Gandalf the Grey, he was instrumental in setting the events of the epic journey in motion, bringing together a diverse group of heroes to form the Fellowship of the Ring. Gandalf's first critical task was uncovering the true nature of the ring. After suspecting its significance, he conducted careful research in the archives of Minas Tirith and tested the ring in Frodo's possession, confirming it to be the One Ring forged by Sauron. This revelation made Frodo's journey urgent, as the ring could not remain hidden in the Shire with the Nazgul, Sauron's dark servants, searching for it. With the ring's danger exposed, Gandalf became Frodo's protector, guiding him from the Shire to Rivendell, where the Fellowship was formed. Alongside Frodo were his loyal friends Sam, Merry, and Pippin, as well as Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, and Boromir. Together they embarked on the perilous journey to destroy the ring in the fires of Mount Doom. Gandalf's leadership was essential during the Fellowship's early trials, from the icy passes of Caradhras to the shadowed depths of Moria. It was in Moria, beneath the ancient dwarven halls, that Gandalf faced one of his greatest challenges, the Balrog, a fiery demon of shadow and flame. To protect the Fellowship, Gandalf confronted the Balrog on the bridge of Khazad-dûm, uttering his now legendary command, "You shall not pass." In a heroic act of self-sacrifice, Gandalf fell with the Balrog into the abyss, allowing the Fellowship to escape. This moment was a turning point in the journey, forcing the group to move forward without his guidance and placing Frodo's burden squarely on his shoulders. Gandalf's role as Gandalf the Grey highlighted his wisdom, courage, and willingness to put others before himself. He inspired those around him to find their strength, even in the face of overwhelming darkness. As you close your eyes tonight, imagine the flicker of torches in the halls of Moria, the echo of Gandalf's voice as he stands against the Balrog, and the quiet hope he left behind in the hearts of the Fellowship. Though he fell, his journey was far from over, and his presence would return in a form even greater than before. Gandalf's fall in Moria was not the end of his journey. After his battle with the Balrog, he was transformed and returned to Middle-earth as Gandalf the White, a new and more powerful incarnation of his former self. This transformation marked a turning point not only in Gandalf's story, but in the fight against Sauron. Gandalf's confrontation with the Balrog was a battle of unimaginable intensity. Falling through the darkness into the depths of Middle-earth, Gandalf fought the creature for days, finally defeating it on the peak of Xiraxigil, the mountain above Moria. But this victory came at a cost. His physical body was destroyed. Yet the Valar, recognizing Gandalf's importance to the fate of Middle-earth, sent him back, reborn and renewed with greater authority and power. When he reappeared, Gandalf was no longer the weathered and humble Gandalf the Grey. He had become Gandalf the White, taking on the role Saruman had abandoned when he betrayed the cause of the Free Peoples. This transformation symbolized not only his increased power, but also his role as the true leader of the Astari. As Gandalf the White, he returned to aid Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, reuniting with them in Fangorn Forest after they had been searching for the captured hobbits, Merry and Pippin. Gandalf's return brought hope to the Fellowship, reinvigorating their mission and giving them the guidance they desperately needed. Gandalf's newfound strength and authority were evident as he confronted Saruman, his fallen counterpart at Isengard. In a display of his power, he broke Saruman's staff and assumed leadership over the White Council. This pivotal moment marked a shift in the balance of power, showing that Gandalf was now the dominant force among the wizards. With his transformation, Gandalf took on an even more active role in the war against Sauron. He became a commander, a strategist, and a symbol of hope, rallying the free peoples of Middle-earth to stand united against the forces of darkness. As you drift into sleep, imagine Gandalf standing atop a hill, his white robes gleaming like a beacon against the shadows, his staff raised high as he leads the charge for hope and light. His transformation into Gandalf the White was a reminder that even in the face of death, renewal and strength can rise, guiding the world toward a brighter future. Gandalf's wisdom and philosophy were as powerful as his magic, guiding not just the Fellowship, but the entire world of Middle-earth through its darkest times. His words often carried deep truths about courage, hope, and the importance of even the smallest actions. One of Gandalf's most famous lines comes from the Fellowship of the Ring, when he speaks to Frodo about the burden of the ring. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. These words remind us of the importance of making the most of our lives, even when faced with challenges that seem beyond our control. Gandalf often emphasized the value of small acts of kindness and bravery. In The Hobbit, he explains why he chose Bilbo for the company's journey. I have found that it is the small, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Small acts of kindness and love. This belief in the power of the seemingly insignificant is a recurring theme in his guidance. Hope was another cornerstone of Gandalf's philosophy. In The Two Towers, when Frodo begins to lose faith, Gandalf's words provide comfort. Even the smallest person can change the course of the future. He believed that no matter how dire the situation, there was always a chance for light to prevail if people stood together. Gandalf's wisdom also extended to the nature of power and temptation. He famously refused to take the ring, saying, "Do not tempt me. I dare not take it, not even to keep it safe. Understand, Frodo, I would use this ring from a desire to do good, but through me, it would wield a power too great and terrible to imagine." His self-awareness and humility set him apart as a leader who understood the corrupting nature of absolute power. His relationship with the hobbits reflected his belief in the value of simplicity and goodness. He often found joy in their company, cherishing their resilience and their ability to find light even in the darkest times. This connection grounded him, reminding him of what he was fighting to protect. As you close your eyes tonight, imagine Gandalf sitting by a warm fire, his pipe glowing softly in the dark, sharing words of wisdom that linger like a gentle melody. His philosophy teaches us that courage, kindness, and hope can shine brightly, even when the world feels heavy with shadows. Gandalf's relationships with the characters of Middle-earth were at the heart of his mission, shaping the course of the events that would ultimately defeat Sauron. His ability to inspire, mentor, and connect with others was as vital as his wisdom and power. His bond with Bilbo Baggins was one of the first steps in setting the grand events of the Third Age into motion. Gandalf saw potential in the unassuming hobbit, believing that Bilbo's courage and resourcefulness could shape the future. Their friendship deepened over the years, and Bilbo's discovery of the One Ring during their journey together would tie Gandalf to the Baggins family in ways he couldn't have foreseen. With Frodo, Gandalf's relationship was more than that of a guide. It was one of mutual respect and trust. Gandalf recognized Frodo's inner strength and believed in his ability to carry the burden of the ring, even when Frodo doubted himself. He supported Frodo with quiet wisdom, understanding that the journey would require Frodo to find his own strength. Gandalf's friendship with Aragorn was built on mutual admiration and a shared sense of purpose. He encouraged Aragorn to embrace his destiny as the heir of Isildur and the future king of Gondor, providing guidance and strength as Aragorn struggled with self-doubt. Together, they became pillars of leadership in the war against Sauron. With Samwise Gamgee, Gandalf found a kindred spirit in loyalty and steadfastness. Though he didn't speak to Sam as often as he did to Frodo, Gandalf clearly valued Sam's unwavering dedication, knowing that Frodo's journey would be impossible without him. His relationships with the other members of the Fellowship, Legolas, Gimli, Boromir, and Merry and Pippin, reflected his ability to unite individuals from different cultures and backgrounds. Gandalf's belief in their collective strength forged a bond that allowed them to stand together in the face of overwhelming odds. Even with figures like Saruman and Denethor, whose choices opposed his own, Gandalf's interactions revealed his depth of understanding and his attempts to guide them toward the right path, even when they faltered. As you drift into sleep, picture Gandalf walking among the members of the Fellowship, his calm voice and steady hand bringing unity and strength to their hearts. His relationships remind us of the power of connection, trust, and the courage we find when we stand together. Gandalf played a central role in the defeat of Sauron, acting as a strategist, guide, and unifying force in the fight against the Dark Lord. His wisdom and foresight were instrumental in shaping the events that led to the destruction of the One Ring and the end of Sauron's dominion over Middle-earth. From the beginning, Gandalf understood that Sauron's power lay not just in his armies, but in the corruption of the One Ring. He knew that the ring had to be destroyed, and he worked tirelessly to bring together the free peoples of Middle-earth to achieve this goal. His role wasn't to wield power himself, but to inspire and empower others to take action. Gandalf's leadership was vital in uniting the disparate forces of Middle-earth. At Helm's Deep, he rallied the people of Rohan, leading the charge of the Riders of Rohan to victory against Saruman's forces. His efforts to persuade Theoden, the king of Rohan, to rise from despair and lead his people were pivotal in turning the tide of the war. In Gondor, Gandalf took on the role of counselor and protector, guiding the city through the siege of Minas Tirith. He provided hope and strength to the people of Gondor, stepping in as a leader when Denethor, the steward of Gondor, succumbed to despair. His rallying presence during the Battle of the Pelennor Fields helped secure a critical victory for the Free Peoples. Gandalf's ultimate strategy relied on diversion and courage, understanding that Frodo and Sam's journey to Mount Doom was the only way to truly defeat Sauron. Gandalf led the remaining forces of Middle-earth, to the Black Gate in a desperate final stand. This bold move drew Sauron's attention away from his own land, allowing Frodo and Sam to complete their perilous mission. Though Gandalf didn't wield the sword in the destruction of the ring, his wisdom and guidance were the foundation of the victory. He believed in Frodo and Sam's ability to overcome the odds, and he trusted in the resilience of the smallest, most unlikely heroes. As you close your eyes tonight, imagine Gandalf standing tall amidst the chaos of battle, his staff raised as a beacon of hope. His role in the defeat of Sauron reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, unity, courage, and wisdom can light the way to victory. Gandalf's legacy is one of hope, wisdom, and resilience, a testament to the power of courage and compassion in the face of overwhelming darkness. As a guide, mentor, and friend, he inspired the peoples of Middle-earth to find strength within themselves and to stand united against evil. Gandalf's journey, from his origins as Olórin to his role as Gandalf the Grey and his transformation into Gandalf the White, reflects the profound growth and sacrifice required to fulfill his mission. He was more than just a powerful wizard. He was a symbol of guidance, humility, and perseverance. His ability to see potential in the smallest and most overlooked individuals, like Bilbo and Frodo, demonstrated his deep understanding of what truly drives change. Acts of kindness, bravery, and love. Even in his moments of great power, Gandalf chose to lead through trust and inspiration rather than domination. He believed that the fate of Middle-earth depended not on him alone, but on the unity and courage of its people. This humility and selflessness set him apart as a leader, making his presence a beacon of hope in even the darkest times. Gandalf's words, like his actions, continue to resonate long after his story ends. Phrases like, "All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us," remind us of the importance of choice, while his unwavering belief in the power of the small and the unassuming teaches us to value even the quietest acts of good. As his mission came to an end, Gandalf returned to the Undying Lands, leaving Middle-earth in the hands of the free peoples he had guided. His departure was not a farewell, but a reflection of his work being complete, a reminder that the light he helped kindle would continue to shine. As you close your eyes tonight, imagine Gandalf aboard the white ship, sailing west into the golden horizon, his staff glowing faintly as a final symbol of the wisdom and courage he leaves behind. His story is a reminder that even in the face of the greatest darkness, light and hope can endure, carried forward by those who believe in the good of the world. Thank you for spending your evening with Lost at 3 a.m. Sleep well, and may your dreams carry you to the peaceful hills of Middle-earth, where Gandalf's wisdom lingers in the quiet.